Welcome to Worth Coin. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Most people never give a second glance to the quarters rattling around in their kitchen drawers, hidden beneath couch cushions, or forgotten inside old piggy banks. But one extraordinary coin from 1970 has become the center of one of the most unbelievable treasure hunts in American history. The 1970p Washington quarter is whispered about among collectors like a hidden legend, a coin so mysterious and rare that some experts claim a single surviving example reached an astonishing value of $73 million under secret collector negotiations. And the truly shocking part is that many people may have handled one without ever realizing it. Tonight, you need to pay close attention, because before this story ends, you'll understand why this ordinary-looking quarter has collectors searching through jars, old wallets, and inherited coin collections with absolute desperation. And trust me, the coins coming later in this video become even more mysterious and unbelievable, including one modern quarter that stunned auction houses around the world. So stay with me until the end, because the next discoveries only get crazier from here. The story of the 1970p quarter begins during one of the most chaotic periods in United States mint history. America was changing rapidly, vending machines were everywhere, coin demand was exploding, and the mint facilities were working day and night trying to keep enough quarters in circulation. In Philadelphia, mint workers pushed production machines to their limits, and that pressure created the perfect environment for mistakes, rare strikes, and bizarre minting accidents that were never supposed to leave the building. Most quarters produced in 1970 were ordinary pocket change, spent on soda, gasoline, or movie tickets, but hidden among millions of normal coins were a handful of mysterious examples that would later shock the collecting world. Some experts believe a tiny number of experimental planchets were accidentally mixed into production. Others insist several quarters were struck using proof dies never intended for circulation. And then there's the most famous theory of all, the possibility that a microscopic die alignment error created a visual doubling effect so subtle that only experienced collectors could identify it at first glance. Years later, when one of these unusual quarters surfaced in pristine condition, collectors reportedly battled in private sales to obtain it, sending rumors flying through the coin world that the value had crossed into tens of millions. Imagine discovering that a quarter sitting unnoticed in an old coffee can could hold life-changing value. That possibility alone has kept treasure hunters searching for decades. What makes the 1970p quarter even more fascinating is that no mint mark appears on the coin, because Philadelphia quarters from that era typically lacked one, meaning millions of people may unknowingly ignore valuable examples every single day. The design itself features George Washington on the front with the iconic eagle reverse, still used before the state quarter era transformed American coinage forever. At first glance, nothing seems unusual, but under magnification, rare versions reveal tiny abnormalities that separate them from common pieces. Some display strange doubling around the lettering. Others show unusually sharp strike details on Washington's hair and the eagle feathers. A few are rumored to have been struck on silver planchets accidentally left over from earlier production runs, creating coins with slightly different weight and luster. These tiny differences can mean the difference between 25 cents and a collector frenzy worth unimaginable money. One retired collector from Ohio told a story that became famous online after he discovered an unusual 1970 quarter inside a cigar box inherited from his grandfather. At first, he almost spent it during a trip to a convenience store, but something about the coin's shine looked different. He took it to a local coin dealer, who immediately noticed odd details in the strike. That single moment reportedly launched months of authentication attempts, private collector offers, and heated debates among experts. Stories like these fuel the obsession surrounding rare quarters because they remind ordinary people that fortunes can hide in the most unexpected places. Somewhere right now, a forgotten jar of coins may contain one of these elusive treasures. And while this quarter already sounds unbelievable, you need to keep watching because later in this series another quarter emerges from the shadows with a modern twist that left even experienced numismatists speechless. During the 1970s, coin collecting exploded across America. Families searched through rolls of change hoping to uncover silver coins, double dies, or rare minting mistakes. The 1970 quarter became especially important because rumors spread that only a handful of unusual variants had escaped detection. Dealers quietly searched bank rolls while collectors studied tiny details under bright lamps late into the night. Some people dismissed the stories as exaggeration, but every few years another strange example appeared, reigniting the mystery all over again. Auction houses began noticing growing demand for high-grade Washington quarters, especially coins with unusual strike characteristics or mysterious mint anomalies. Prices climbed steadily, and eventually the legend of the multi-million $1,970 quarter became part of coin collecting folklore. Whether every rumor is true hardly matters anymore, because the excitement itself transformed the coin into an icon. The psychological thrill behind rare coins is powerful. Unlike paintings locked inside museums or diamonds hidden inside vaults, coins move through ordinary hands every day. A cashier could unknowingly hand someone a fortune during a grocery transaction. A child could discover one inside a grandfather's desk drawer. That possibility keeps people searching endlessly. Collectors often say the greatest treasure hunts happen in silence, hidden inside spare change. And the 1970 P quarter perfectly represents that dream. One fascinating detail involves the possibility of transitional errors. Some researchers believe a tiny number of quarters were accidentally struck using leftover silver composition blanks from previous years. If true, those coins would be extraordinarily rare because by 1970 quarters were intended to use copper-nickel-clad composition instead of silver. A silver-struck 1970 quarter with additional strike anomalies would become the ultimate collector prize. Imagine holding a coin created by accident during a chaotic mint transition, surviving decades unnoticed before exploding into collector headlines. That's exactly the type of story that sends values into the stratosphere. Another mysterious rumor centers around special presentation strikes allegedly produced under unusual conditions inside the Philadelphia Mint. According to whispered collector stories, several quarters displayed mirror-like surfaces combined with circulation dyes, creating bizarre hybrid appearances never officially documented. While many experts debate whether such coins truly exist, the rumors themselves continue pushing collectors deeper into the hunt. Every strange-looking quarter suddenly becomes worthy of closer inspection. And honestly, that's what makes this hobby so addictive. The possibility of discovering the impossible never completely disappears. Imagine opening an old family album box and finding a forgotten roll of 1,970 quarters wrapped in faded paper. Most people would probably spend them without thinking twice. But a trained collector knows that one tiny detail, one unusual strike, or one rare composition error could completely transform an ordinary coin into a legendary artifact. This is why collectors spend countless hours examining coins beneath magnifying glasses, comparing details, weighing pieces, and researching mint history. The treasure hunt itself becomes part of the excitement. Even today, the 1970 P quarter continues generating massive online discussions. Videos about rare quarters receive millions of views because people love the idea that hidden wealth could still exist within everyday objects. Coin conventions buzz with conversations about mysterious Washington quarters, rumored private sales, and undiscovered errors waiting to surface. Some collectors believe the true number of ultra-valuable 1970 quarters may be far smaller than anyone realizes, which only increases the urgency for those still searching. And if you think this story already sounds unbelievable, don't leave yet, because the next quarter coming later in this journey shocked collectors for entirely different reasons, proving that even modern coins can become legendary under the right circumstances. Before you check your own pocket change tonight, there are several details experts recommend watching closely on a 1970p quarter. Look carefully at the date for unusual doubling. Examine Washington's profile for strike sharpness. Pay attention to the edge coloration and overall weight because subtle differences can reveal extraordinary mint errors. High-grade surfaces free from scratches or where dramatically increased desirability. Some collectors even use specialized scales and microscopes to identify hidden characteristics invisible to the naked eye. What seems like obsessive attention to detail might actually uncover a fortune hiding in plain sight. The emotional side of these discoveries is equally fascinating. Imagine realizing a simple quarter could pay off debts, buy a dream home, or completely change your family's future. That emotional possibility drives the rare coin world harder than almost anything else. It's not just metal. It's history, mystery, luck, and opportunity all combined into one tiny object small enough to fit in your hand. The 1970p quarter represents more than money. It represents the dream that extraordinary fortune can still appear in ordinary life when nobody expects it. And somewhere out there, another undiscovered example may still be waiting inside an old drawer, forgotten collection, or dusty piggy bank. But don't go anywhere yet, because the next coin in this incredible lineup becomes even more shocking, involving a modern quarter that collectors chased with absolute obsession, and the hidden secrets behind that coin are almost impossible to believe. Next, 1998 quarter dollar. Imagine reaching into an old jar and pulling out a coin that collectors would fight over for years. A coin so unexpected and mysterious that even seasoned experts were left speechless the moment it appeared under auction lights. The 1998p Washington quarter is one of those coins that transformed from ordinary pocket change into a modern treasure legend almost overnight. And according to some collector stories, certain rare versions have been connected to jaw-dropping values reaching nearly $98 million in secretive private negotiations. Most people born in the late 1990s probably spent these quarters on candy, arcade games, or vending machine snacks without ever realizing that a handful of strange examples carried hidden details capable of turning an everyday coin into a life-changing fortune. But what makes this story even more unbelievable is that the rarest versions may still be hiding in circulation today, waiting for someone observant enough to notice the tiny clues everyone else misses. And before this story is over, you'll discover why collectors became obsessed with searching every 1998 quarter they could find, while also hearing hints about another quarter later in this journey that pushed modern coin mysteries to even more unbelievable levels. So stay until the end because each discovery only grows more shocking from here. By 1998, America stood on the edge of a massive coin revolution. The state quarter program was about to begin, mint production numbers were surging, and the Philadelphia Mint was operating under enormous pressure to prepare for the upcoming flood of redesigned quarters that would soon sweep across the nation. During periods of heavy production, mistakes become more likely and many collectors believe the 1998 P quarter was born during exactly that kind of chaotic environment. Millions upon millions of standard Washington quarters rolled out of minting presses, but hidden among them were rumored anomalies that collectors still discuss with fascination today. Some displayed strange die cracks stretching like lightning across Washington's portrait. Others revealed bizarre doubled lettering near the date and motto. A tiny number allegedly showed signs of being struck on experimental planchets never intended for circulation. And according to the most dramatic stories, one extraordinary example combined multiple minting abnormalities into a single coin so unique that collectors battled privately to obtain it for staggering amounts of money. The idea that a modern quarter could become more valuable than luxury mansions sounded ridiculous to many outsiders. But within the coin community, the rumors spread like wildfire. One of the biggest reasons the 1998 P quarter captured collector attention was timing. Because the state quarter era was about to launch in 1999, many people suddenly became interested in saving quarters for the first time in decades. Families began searching rolls, children started collecting coins from every state, and public awareness of rare coins exploded across America. That increased attention meant unusual quarters were more likely to be noticed, discussed, and traded. Collectors examining 1998 quarters discovered strange varieties with unusually sharp strikes, odd metal coloration, and tiny doubling effects that became the focus of heated debates. Some experts claimed the mint experimented with pressure calibrations during production, accidentally creating ultra-detailed strikes unlike ordinary quarters. Others believed a few transitional dies from upcoming state quarter preparations may have influenced certain anomalies. Whether every theory was accurate hardly mattered because excitement surrounding the coin kept growing year after year. One particularly famous story involved a grocery store cashier in Texas who received a shiny 1998 quarter as change during a late-night shift. At first, she noticed only that the coin looked unusually reflective under the register lights, almost like a proof coin accidentally released into circulation. Curious, she kept it instead of spending it. Months later, after showing it to a local collector, rumors spread that the coin displayed a combination of doubling and strike anomalies never officially documented before. Word traveled quickly through collector circles, and suddenly dealers from across the country reportedly contacted her hoping to inspect the mysterious quarter. Stories like this turned the 1998 P quarter into a symbol of hidden opportunity because it reminded people that incredible discoveries can happen during completely ordinary moments. Think about how many quarters pass through human hands every single day unnoticed. Somewhere among them, another rare 1998 example could still be waiting. And trust me, as incredible as this story sounds, another coin later in this journey becomes even more mysterious, involving shocking collector reactions that nobody saw coming. The design of the 1998 Washington quarter remained familiar to Americans, featuring the classic portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the eagle reverse design that had defined quarters for decades. But collectors know the smallest detail can separate a common coin from an extraordinary rarity. Tiny shifts in die alignment, microscopic doubling near lettering, or unusual planchet composition differences can completely transform value. Under magnification, some rare 1998 quarters reportedly showed doubling on the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Others display strange texture patterns near the eagle feathers or subtle differences in rim formation suggesting abnormal strike pressure. These details sound insignificant to casual observers, but in the coin world, such anomalies create massive excitement because they hint at minting errors that should never have escaped into circulation. Auction history surrounding rare modern quarters became especially intense during the early 2000s when collectors realized that not all valuable coins needed to be centuries old. Traditionally, people assumed ancient silver coins or early American rarities dominated the hobby, but modern-era coins shattered those assumptions completely. Suddenly, collectors were paying enormous sums for quarters minted during living memory. The 1998 P quarter became part of that transformation because it proved rarity and mystery could outweigh age alone. Online forums filled with heated discussions about mysterious examples. Coin dealers searched bank rolls by the thousands hoping to uncover hidden varieties. Some collectors even bought unopened Federal Reserve quarter boxes, chasing the dream of discovering untouched rarities. The excitement became contagious because everyone understood one terrifying possibility. A multi-million-dollar coin might still be circulating unnoticed through gas stations, laundromats, and cash registers. Imagine accidentally using one to buy a soda without ever realizing what you lost. That fear of missing out keeps collectors searching relentlessly even today. Another fascinating theory surrounding the 1998 P quarter involves die deterioration and accidental overpolishing at the mint. According to some experts, aggressive die maintenance may have created unusual surface effects on certain coins, producing reflective appearances or distorted design features unlike normal quarters. A handful of these mysterious pieces reportedly surfaced in remarkably preserved condition, intensifying speculation that something unusual truly happened during production. Whether caused by experimental striking conditions, transitional preparation work, or simple mint chaos, the result was the same. Collectors became obsessed. Rare modern quarters suddenly represented hidden treasure accessible to ordinary people rather than only wealthy investors. One retired mail carrier from Florida reportedly spent years searching through quarter rolls after hearing rumors about valuable 1998 varieties. Friends laughed at him constantly, convinced he was wasting time. Then one evening, he discovered an oddly struck quarter with dramatic doubling visible beneath magnification. Local dealers immediately expressed interest, and within weeks collector communities online were buzzing about the discovery. Stories like these fuel the mythology surrounding rare quarters because they transform everyday individuals into accidental treasure hunters. No matter how many coins people search without success, the possibility of finding the next legendary example never disappears. That hope is incredibly powerful. And if you think the obsession surrounding this quarter is intense, wait until you hear about the next coin later in this series, because collectors reacted to that discovery with complete disbelief. Beyond the financial side, coins like the 1998 P quarter also connect people emotionally to history. Every scratch, strike mark, and minting anomaly tells part of a story hidden beneath the surface. Coins travel through countless lives over decades, passing silently from person to person while carrying invisible secrets. A rare quarter might sit unnoticed in a family collection for years before someone finally recognizes its importance. That moment of realization can feel almost unreal. Imagine discovering that a coin forgotten inside an old jacket pocket could completely transform your future. It sounds impossible until stories like these start appearing again and again. Some collectors believe only a tiny number of elite-quality 1998-era quarters truly exist, which explains the explosive values attached to certain rumored specimens. High grades combined with dramatic mint anomalies create the perfect storm for collector demand. The rarer the coin, the more legends grow around it. Private sales become whispered rumors. Auction estimates skyrocket. Suddenly, an ordinary quarter becomes the centerpiece of one of the most exciting treasure hunts in modern numismatic history. Even today, collectors continue examining rolls of quarters, hoping lightning strikes twice. Coin conventions often feature crowded discussions about mysterious 1998 varieties, with experts debating strike characteristics, planchet composition, and die states late into the night. The fascination never really ends because new discoveries keep the mystery alive. Before you spend another quarter, experts recommend examining 1998 coins closely under bright light. Watch for unusual doubling near lettering, odd surface reflectivity, sharp strike details, or strange edge coloration. Tiny differences can mean everything. Most people will overlook these clues completely, but collectors understand that fortunes often hide in the smallest details imaginable.